say skill or be real. You'll never reap the benefits of talents if you're still on the real. Get rid of all that vanity grill. See success, it needs an insanity feel.
My main dream was just to be a star. I wanted to be an international star. I wanted to be a global inspiration, whether that be acting, singing, dancing. When I was a kid, it didn't really matter. As long as I was on the stage, as long as I was performing, that was all that mattered to me. As time went on, when I going to school and doing kind of extracurricular activities, going to different theatre groups and stuff, my passion for acting really started to come through. Of course, I was dancing with Boy Blue and graffiti with the State of the Arts and various other things, but acting, especially when I joined Theatre Royal Stratford East, the youth theatre, that's when it really, I guess, it really ignited. I joined the youth theatre after doing a musical theatre workshop. I think I was in year 8 or year 9 at the time. So about 14 years old, and I did a musical theatre workshop during the Easter holidays, and that was it. I had this buzzing sensation as I don't know, it just took over me, and it was from that moment that I knew I needed to act. I needed to tell people stories. I needed to be different characters, and that was it for me, really. Yeah, so just to be a star. I haven't achieved my overall dream yet. I say yet because, God willing, we shall see it through. But I do believe I've achieved part of my dream. In terms of when I was a child and growing up, I wanted to see myself on TV. I wanted to see myself on stage, and I wanted to see myself on the big screen. I've done all those things. I've seen myself in all those places. So I have achieved my dream, but every night you go to sleep. Every night you have about countless amounts of dreams. So I'm constantly dreaming of bigger and better things. I'm constantly aspiring to achieve more and to do more. And so there are many more dreams to make come true. But in terms of the initial dreams that I had when I was a kid, yeah, I've done that. And not only that, but I've always wanted to inspire a generation. I've always wanted to inspire people to go for theirs and to go for their dreams and to bring out the best that's within them. And it's been wonderful, and I've been fortunate enough to have had people tell me through social networking sites and through my blog and my website that I've done that. I've inspired them. I get messages and emails telling me that, oh, Kai, thank you so much for doing such and such, because you've encouraged me to do this. And I get emails and messages asking me for advice, and to how to get into their career and stuff. And it's really strange because I always think that, how can you ask me? There are millions of people in this country, 11 million people in London alone, and they don't know me. No one really knows me. So for you to ask me like I'm someone who can actually impart that advice, it's always strange to me. But we always start from somewhere, and obviously it's all relative, I suppose, you know. So yeah. So in terms of that being a dream and inspiring people, I've achieved that to some degree as well. So yeah, I'm thankful. My expectations of the entertainment industry were, I guess, skewed because I'm an idealist and I'm a dreamer. I believed, as I do, I mean, hard work, talent, determination and faith, you'll be able to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. And so I thought, coming into the entertainment industry, as long as I was seen by the right people and gave the best that I had and all these things, that it would work out. No, there are a lot more things that come into play that I didn't realise before I came to work in the entertainment industry. It can be quite political. Yeah, it can be quite political, and like I said, in terms of trying to give your all, like, and all those sort of things, sometimes working with certain people can make that very, very difficult. And then you've got to, I don't know, be a certain look, or they have a kind of a vision of how they see the character and so on, and you don't meet that, although you believe that you are that person. You've walked in their shoes, you've lived their life, and when they say, oh, we were looking at something different, but how can you look for something different if I've done everything that character's done? So all these things, sometimes it's difficult to get your head around it, especially because your heart's in it. My first ever feature film. It was The Naked Poet, and I filmed it back in summer 2010. It was a highlight, and still is a huge highlight for me, because one, film is where I want to go. I've always wanted to be on the big screen, and I think film is such a phenomenal medium. And to do my first feature, it was feature length. I was supporting lead role. So a fundamental character in the drama of the piece. But the best thing was the fact that I was working alongside and acting alongside actors whom I'd witnessed and watched and admired growing up. I couldn't believe I couldn't believe it. Honestly, I remember the very first table read. We did a table read in Hackney Empire, and I remember sitting at this table, looking round, and just looking at all these stars that I've seen on the TV, I've seen in film, and I'm there. And in some cases, I had more lines in them. It was just, it was crazy. It was crazy. There was like Petra Latang and Mohammed George and Ameen, and there's just Kelly Bryan, and even friends. I was there with Baba Tunde and Aaron Fontaine, and I just cannot still, even now thinking about it, it just seems like such a blessing to have been able to have done that at such an early stage of my career. The film really wants to kind of change the dynamic of UK film, and wants to kind of put out a different image of I guess the Black UK experience, and to be a part of that as well is just, yeah, I felt blessed, and that's something that I will always remember, because it's the beginning, I guess, of something. And another highlight for me, I guess, would be starting my own production company, Friday Entertainment. For me, I guess I'm turning 25, and I guess if I was to leave the earth today, what would be my legacy? What have I done? And what have I made the most of in terms of my life experience in acting and performing, and just in life in general? What could I leave to the future generations? And I guess Friday Entertainment, it allows me to kind of put out my own work. It allows me to kind of put out my own message, and to do something positive, and to do something inspiring, and to do something encouraging, and to show people that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. Impossible is nothing. There is nothing stops you other than yourself. And the fact that I've managed to do that, the fact that I've managed to kind of to produce film, my dream, oh my goodness, and to star in, and just that for me is just, it's wonderful. I'm taking ownership of my career, I'm taking ownership of my life, and I'm just feeling, I guess, very, very blessed about so many things, but those two really kind of stand out for me. The most difficult part, I'd say, would be it's difficult, and yet it's integral to the processes that you'd find within acting and auditioning and stuff. But it's the near constant rejection. That is so difficult to take, I guess, for any person, not only actors who do it to do it for a living, but if you put your heart and soul into something, like the casting directors, the writers, the producers, this, that, and the other, they don't know how much this, in terms of acting, performing, means to me. They see sometimes hundreds of people in a week or so for the same part. Each one of those actors have that same kind of dream, that burning feeling to become something great, to become something wonderful. for their casting directors and so on, it's just a job. It's just a job to these people. It's just they get a brief, they need to match it. If you don't fit it, it's done. It's sorry, they don't care how you think or how you feel. They don't know that you have spent this past week learning all your lines, making sure that you got the character on point, making sure that you know the character inside and out. You know the character's favorite food, you know the character's favorite color, you know where their best holiday destination was. None of this stuff is written in the script, but you know this. You know this because you believe that you are this character 100%. They don't know that when you get told you didn't get the part, that you've cried your eyes out and that your heart has broken because you thought you were able to deliver the best thing that could ever be witnessed on screen or on stage. They don't know that. They don't know that they literally tore your heart out and just kind of threw it onto the M25 and you got flipping 18-wheelers going over it. They don't realise that, nor do they care, and that's fine. That's the business. But that is very, very difficult to take on a near constant basis. Another difficult thing for me is the fact that in this industry, you come across a lot of empty promises. And this is something that I never realised before. You come across people who, once they realise how hungry you are to make it, once they realise how hungry you are to achieve your dreams, they know that they can manipulate and use you to their own advancement because you do it because you love what you do. They see you as a paycheck, call it. They will take your talents and utilise that for whatever it is that they deem necessary. That's the business. People use in this business, and I don't think I realised how frequent that was until it happened so many times to me working in the industry. And with that, you come across people who lie, who lie and can become quite two-faced and backstabbing and in all honesty can be quite bitchy. And it's interesting because people sometimes don't want to talk about those things. They don't want to talk about those things because they feel that it's I don't know, unnecessary, or you lose the kind of the glamorous facade that is the entertainment industry. But it's real and it happens. And if you're working with other human beings and other people and this is their dream, this is their passion, this is their love, and to come across negativity, sometimes that's very difficult to deal with. And I'm a person who you can take me at my word. I believe I'm a person of integrity, and I believe I'm the person who's honest, and I take people, I guess, by my own standards. I judge people by my own standards, and because I'm like that, I assume and expect others to be like that. And it's unfortunate that it's not the case all the time. And I guess through meeting those people and working with those people, I have come to realise the people who I do want to work with in the future, who I do want to be around, and who are a positive, driving influence in not only my life, but in my career. And if it wasn't for working with those other negative people, I would never really truly appreciate the people who I'm working with today. So I guess difficulties, they build character. And they're experiences that you can learn from. You learn from your mistakes, you learn from other people's mistakes. But yeah, it gives you a greater sense of appreciation for who you are today and for what it is that you're doing and would like to do in the future. So with all that, I guess it's a blessing. No, I've never felt like quitting, because even though I've gone to university and I've got a degree in criminology, even though I've always been interested in other things, although I can possibly be a teacher, or I could do anything. I can get a job anywhere and do anything, perhaps not in this economic climate, but in theory. This, in terms of performing, in terms of acting, in terms of telling people stories, that's the only thing I ever want to do. I've ever really wanted to do. The only thing that's ever really excited me, filled me with joy, filled me with passion, filled me with excitement, filled me with positivity, filled me with, I guess, spiritual enlightenment even. I truly, wholeheartedly, 100% believe that God put me on this earth to do this job. Everybody in this world has a role, and if I'm not doing this, then I'll be taking somebody else's role doing what they're supposed to be doing. Even if that's, I don't know, serving at the deli counter in Sainsbury's or Asda. There are 7 billion people on this earth. Someone has to do that. I'm not that. I don't believe that is for me. I don't believe working and sitting behind a desk is for me. The only place that I truly believe I'm supposed to be is on screen, on stage, doing something performance-wise. And if I was to quit, it would, for me, feel like slapping Jesus in the face. Because as far as I'm concerned, God blessed me with these gifts. God told me that this is what I was supposed to do. And if I was to go and just ignore that and pretend that's not my reality, nah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't quit. I'd never quit. No, this is me. This is my life. This is, yeah, nah, no quitting. Never, ever, 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 ever. In retrospect, I guess the one piece of advice that I wish I had had before I came to work in the entertainment industry would be that it hurts. It hurts a lot. You will be upset more than you will be happy. And that is just because of the nature of the job. You'll be, like I said, with the near constant rejection, you are told no more than you are told yes. And as a result, you are disappointed more than you are overjoyed. And there is no preparation for that. I guess I knew that this was a hard gig. I knew that this is something I guess if it was easy, everyone would do it. We've had that phrase before. And there are lots of people doing it. Lots and lots and lots and lots of people that do it. But I guess there aren't that many people who can take that pain over and over and over again. Like I said, the casting directors, the writers, the producers, they don't know how much being in that audition room means to you. It feels like you have been given a key to your dreams. And when that door is shut in your face, literally, bang, hits you in your nose, blood's coming out, that hurts. And there's no preparation for that. And I wish I had known how much being in this industry would affect me emotionally and mentally. And I guess going through all of that, I suppose, has given me a deeper understanding as to what I would need to do going forward. I've experienced so much on such a small scale. What I've done is merely a microcosm of the entire industry. And I guess if I can take and take certain things now and be hardened by certain things now, it would make things easier going forward when things get harder in the future and on a larger scale. So yes, I wish I had known these things before and I guess prepared for these things before, but I guess I cannot give my all, I cannot give my heart in my performance if my heart isn't open in the first place. And as a result of my heart being open, I get hurt. It's life, but it's part and parcel of the job. So what do I think is the key to making it within the entertainment industry? Well, I cannot answer this question honestly because, or to a degree, because I haven't, in my eyes, made it yet. Not in the way that I would deem to be successful within the entertainment industry, not the way I have estimated these things in my mind and in my dreams and so on. But I would say that I make it every day, step by step, bit by bit, audition by audition, job by job, script by script. I get to do what I love every day. It's very rare that I go without a script in my hand. It's very rare that I get to take on a character and develop that character and build that character and showcase their story. It's very rare that I don't get to do that on a daily basis. And for me, success is doing what you love, and I get to do what I love almost on a daily basis. And I guess that is making it to some degree. I mean, obviously, I mean, you always got to think about what is making. What do we define as making it? Is it when I become a household name? Is it when I don't know, I get a gig on EastEnders? Is it when you see me in a tiny one-line role in a Hollywood blockbuster? What is it? And like I said, for me, I truly believe that I've made it in my dreams, in my mind, and how I am. In how I just feel, because I mean there's been studies that have taken place where they've looked at athletes, and they've studied their mental capacity whilst merely visualizing their event. Now they're in a science lab. They're not physically doing their event. They're not physically running that 100 meters or going over those hurdles or doing the pole vault. They're not doing that physically. However, in their mind, the same physical sensations that take place biologically within their body, the same elements of their brain that are highlighted whilst physically doing the event were highlighted whilst they merely visualized it. Now that shows to me that they are one and the same. If you can visualize it, you can bring that through into the physical world, into the real world. And as I visualize my success, as I visualize me making it per se, I do believe that I will be able to bring that forth into the physical world. And for me, visualization is key. I guess the key to making it.
Kill or be killed, I say skill or be real. You'll never reap the benefits of talents if you're still on the real. Get rid of all that vanity grill. See success, it needs an insanity feel. Look at your life through the sides. Yes, you make decisions, swallow your pride. Scuba dive, jump into position, see the signs. Just do a right course up in your mission. You and I do